I ordered some parts from Amazon.com, and when they arrived, there was a flyer in it for the Barnstormers Over Champaign event. I decided I would attend that event because I'm brand new to RC flying, and I thought I might pick up some pointers there. I met some very nice people there, members of the Champaign County Radio Control Club. Here are interviews with a few of them. So, what's your name?
My name's Kirk.
And you're running the raffle.
Yes, I am.
So what all you raffling off?
Well, today we've got a number of nice prizes. We got a Fun Zone Corsair. That's one of the new ones that they just came out with. Includes the retracts. We've got a Futaba J10, and we've got a Tactic 650 over there, along with an assortment of quadcopters and a bunch of gift certificates.
Well, I just bought a Futaba J10, and I can tell you that's a good gift.
Is it?
That's quite a bit of money.
Good. Well, these prizes are all donated by Hobbico or by the local hobby shops that are here in town.
They're very generous to you.
Yes, they are. I love to fly. I love to build. So it's exciting. We got a nice facility here, so we can fly.
So do you build airplanes here?
Well, each member builds their own airplanes. We do have some trainers that get donated to us by the companies, and then we maintain them as they get scratched and dinged up during the training process. But we have our own training program where we furnish the airplane, the radio, and the fuel, so somebody gets solo.
So how many of these events have you been to?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember the number. Every one since 2003 or so.
Well, I'll let you get back to work selling tickets.
All right.
Thanks for the time.
Well, thank you for coming and being a part of our group.
These your planes?
That one is, and my other one is up on the wooden stand up there.
How did you get interested in RC flying?
Well, actually, a friend of mine who was getting into it developed prostate cancer and died at age 50. I inherited 2 or 3 planes from him. One was unfinished. And I thought, well, if I'm going to start flying Bruce's planes, I'd better learn how to do it. So I came out here to the Thursday night training and learned how to fly and soloed and started flying.
So what do you think an average person would spend by the time they get a plane in the air?
My best advice would be to come out to the club and train until they could solo and take off and land safely. And I would start out with, they have nice trainers for around $100, really nice ones for $150, $200. Everybody out here is more than willing to help a new flyer figure out how to get his engine running good and how to trim the plane out so that it flies nice. The guys out here are just fantastic. It's just a group. I can't tell you how much fun it is and how good it is to have the experienced guys helping you out as you're learning how to fly.
I'm a club member, been a club member since 1982.
And you're out here serving food today and cooking?
Serving food yesterday and today, cooking brats and burgers and dogs and barbecue pork, but we're out of the barbecue pork, so there won't be any of that today.
Won't be any of that today.
Nope.
And what's your name?
My name is Rodney Zimmerman's my last name.
And how many years have you been involved in this event?
Probably at least 15 to 20. I used to roast a hog out here for this event. And we quit doing that several years ago for financial reasons, but it's fun to help out. I love being a member of the club. I love all the guys out here. It's the group of guys that I like. It's the group of guys. You have every walk of life. You have people that do everything different for a living, but yet we all come together for this, and it's really fun to be with all the guys.
And how often do you come out here to be with all of them?
Well, I like to try to be out here about every weekend if I can.
So you're a member of the club.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Champaign County Radio Control Club.
And how long have you been a member?
Wow, let's see. Probably close to 45 years.
Well, it's an old club.
Yeah, yeah.
And have you been flying longer than that?
I actually have. I started flying when I was 12, and I just turned 62, so 50 years.
That's great. How many hours a week do you spend flying?
A lot. Let's see. I think during the week, I'm out here usually at least 2 times a week, and then on the weekends, all day Saturday and Sunday. So several hours, yes.
So what do you got invested in this particular plane?
I've got about 5,800.
You can buy a used car for that, you know.
Pretty close, yeah. Well, you know, some people ask me how much it costs, and you know, I'll tell them, they're like, wow, that's expensive. I said, well, you know, you can go fishing off of a bank with a cane pole and catch a fish, or you can buy a nice $60,000 pickup and a nice $20,000 trailer and a $30,000 boat, you know, catch that same darn fish.
Exactly, exactly. And so to you, it's well worth the investment.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a passion. It's an addiction. I mean, I've had it, you know, for years. I took my private. I've loved aviation ever since I was small. So, but yeah, I love it. I can do many more things here that I can't do in a real plane, which is much more fun as well.
Yeah, and do you ever do the 3D flying? Have you tried that?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, in fact, I flew a little bit there. I was just trying some things because I made a few adjustments.
I saw you did a sustained stall.
Yeah, yeah. I had made a few adjustments on it, some trims, and I was just kind of getting a feel for what they were doing, and it worked out pretty good. So I may try a little more here again, but yeah, just kind of get a feel for it with the new adjustments.
Okay, if I'm starting out and I want to end up where you are, how do I start?
At our club, we offer throughout the summer from mid-May till mid-September actually free flying lessons. Myself and about, I'm going to say 6 or 7 other instructors in the club. We give free lessons. We supply the planes, everything. All you need is basically sunglasses, probably a hat. But beyond that, we take you up, we teach you to fly, land, and everything. And at that point, you can, progress into it as much as you want. And all the help you need is here. That's the thing. It's free.
Do you have any recommendation for a first airplane?
Most of them, I would say, the trainer type planes are very good. And most of them are the airfoil. What we call airfoil is a flat bottom. I would tend to go to they have some trainers that have a semi-symmetrical airfoil, which gives you the opportunity to progress into more aerobatics before you actually have to change planes, which is saves you one more airplane. And they're just as easy to train on as well, but it gives you that one step ahead to try starting, some of the basic aerobatics like loops and rolls and that type of stuff.
Okay, anything else you want to say to YouTube about the club before we turn it off?
Well, the club, we've been around for, oh gee whiz, it started actually in 1952, I believe. And we've got about 130 members. It's a great club. And the one thing about this club is if you need help, just don't be afraid to ask, because anybody will be glad to help you at any time. So that's one great thing about this club is, the help is there. That's the great thing.
I also met some exceptional pilots. Here are the interviews with pilots.
For this one, I was just going to ask.
Yeah, we're only allowed to go 200.
Only. Smile.
Okay, wink, wink. What would she be capable of?
Well, the record is like 340.
What's something like that run?
The speed or the jet?
Cost.
Probably anywhere from about 10 to 12.
That's not bad. I mean, for...
How many hours a month would you spend in the air?
Oh, not as much as you would think. Doing it for a living, you don't fly as much as you would normally would.
You've already learned most of the stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of the stuff I do nowadays is testing, flying for videos, the stuff that I fly on my own. That's really the only enjoyment that I get anymore is flying my own stuff.
And they got to be trimmed out pretty smooth to fly as fast as this one does.
Yeah, well, the airframe itself is pretty thin. Jets inherently are The faster you go principle. It's always and the more air you can throw into that turbine, the faster it'll go.
And how about the control surfaces?
They're pretty aerodynamic. You got to have good high torque servo. A lot of not much slop around center, but that speed is
You don't want anything flat.
How long have you been flying?
Since about 2005.
So not a real long time.
No, not very long.
50 years like the guys flying that jet.
No.
And did you just come out here for the sport of it, or?
Pretty much. You know, I'm from the St. Louis metropolitan area, and last year I came out to this event. They asked me to come out this year for it, so here I am.
How long have you had this aircraft?
Last month will be 2 years.
2 years. How many times has it crashed in the 2 years?
I have never crashed this.
Never.
I've had that plane over there for over 7 years.
I'm just falling apart.
And there's, I don't know, 400 to 500, maybe even 600 flights on that plane.
So when you learned to fly, what did you learn on it?
A Hobbies Nexstar. I flew that for 2 years, actually. People gave me crap about it, but I modified the plane. I could do knife edges with it, aileron rolls with it, real low to ground, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious to do that. I even tried to get a group of guys that, hey, we'd take these things and do close formation flying with them, and they all looked at me like I was retarded and said no.
So how long have you been coming out here?
Well, since 1998.
Wow.
That's a good airplane there.
It is. 1998.
Yeah, 1998. I've been with the store since 1996, and it's a really wonderful store called Slot and Wing Hobby in Champaign, Illinois. And we have a variety of products that no one has because we buy closeouts. So it's hard to find stuff sometimes. You can call us 359-1920, 217 area code, and you can get stuff that you can't get anywhere. So.
And is it profitable for you to come out here, or you just do it for?
Well, we support all the clubs. So we go to a lot of the local swap meets in Illinois and Champaign and Decatur and Bloomington and Mattoon and little areas. And so we go to the clubs and bring stuff to sell and support the club, donate, do all the stuff we can to help the clubs out. Because the clubs are what supports us, so makes sense.
What kind of products? Just give me a list of things that you would have that,
well,
that
the
RC
latest
pilots would be interested in.
The latest things are these quadcopters. These are really neat, and they come with USB connectors, so you can plug it into anything. That's a by Estes. These are like $80. We sell them for $50. They're refurbished, and so we can make sure they're perfect, and then save people money. And they have a great product. And they fly for like 10 minutes on a 20-minute charge. So it's a really good turnaround. I want to say thanks to the club for having us out here, and for Great Plains Hobby Co. for sponsoring us to come out, because without them we wouldn't be doing very good at all. They really look out for our store.
One of the other reasons that I was really glad that I went was that they had a raffle, and I bought some tickets and ended up being very happy that I did. I really want to thank the Champaign County Radio Control Club for being not only a good host, but just a good group of people.